have a situation.
What happened?
She froze.
I didn't come here to fail.
We're all scared. It's about having faith in each other.
Yeah, man, I wanted to play this trailer, Heather B. It looks like an amazing picture, but most importantly, it's one of the people that's featured in this movie is an amazing actress, and I became a big fan of hers from the Karate Kid franchise, the next Karate Kid, way back in 1994.
Talk about
Come on. We go back that far. She doesn't even know it, Heather B. I mean, from Boys Don't Cry, which was an amazing biographical drama film about a trans man back when we didn't even understand the language. How to even speak the language properly. Academy Award winner, Golden Globe Award winner. She's won so many accolades for so much of her great work. And the thing I think that stuck out most for me is that she's a Toby and Wigwam fan. The one and only Hilary Swank is here. Ladies, give her a big round of applause. Hey,
hello.
Hilary.
Hello.
Hey, Hilary.
Thank you so much for the awesome introduction. Come on, did you really like the next Karate Kid?
Come on, are you kidding me? Like, who didn't? I watched the whole
Sway
franchise.
Calloway.
I was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer watcher. You got to understand. Like, I used to.
Wow.
I'm a hip hop dude to the heart, but sometimes we needed some escapism, and so those are the kind of programming that I would watch, and then I'll go back and listen to NWA or Public Enemy or something like that. Hilary.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I got Heather B on the line and Tracy G with me.
Hey.
Hey there. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy to have you.
I want to talk about
here.
Well, it's been a crazy year, hasn't it? How have you maintained through this year?
Oh my gosh, it's just crazy. It's just as crazy for me as the next. I don't know anyone who's not, avoiding the craziness. It's just whether it's the coronavirus or just all this kind of the racism just finally coming to a head and us putting a hopeful end to it. It's like everyone's experiencing something personal as well. It's just like every day you're like, what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even, what do you tell your kids? You know what I mean? Like our kids' worlds have been tumbled over. What do you tell your kids, Hilary?
Well, my kids are dogs, so and horses.
Yes.
I just say let's go for a walk.
You mean you're not sitting and talking to them about the history of the country, nothing like that, huh?
No, I'm just like, let's go and be in nature and kind of get away from all this. But it's like you want to get away, but you also have to face a lot of this head on. This is the time when it matters to like use your voice and get out there and vote and make sure people are voting and and wearing masks and trying to just be better human beings. And it seems like it's a huge uphill battle we have ahead of us. But I think the first step in getting through anything is acknowledging it. And I think everyone's right in everyone's face right now, and it can't be ignored any longer, whether, it's this systemic racism or it's the coronavirus, which people have tried to ignore for so long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hilary Swank is with us. I'm wondering too, because of all the politics and the race issues that we're seeing, we're starting to see a lot of people speak out, and sometimes it's colleagues, it's folks that I work with that have maybe different political opinions and positions than I do. And sometimes that could be really uncomfortable. I'm wondering if you're on a set with somebody who's probably on the opposite side of your political affiliations, how do you work through that?
Right.
Do you work through it, or would you choose maybe not to work with somebody who was just totally opposite of where you were politically?
It's a very good question. First of all, I think it's really important to be open-minded. I think one of the most challenging things right now is closed-mindedness, because that's so dangerous, right? And it's really ignorant to be closed-minded. So I, in turn, have my ideals and my ways of going about things, which is inclusive of all people. And so for me, that's the only place I draw the line, is if someone says, well, these type of people or those type of people, you know, they this or that. That's where I say, no. I can't be open-minded to that. But when it comes to like, oh, well, you know, just this is how I see it, or that's how I see it, and this is why I see it, I try and be a good listener and hopefully have a, you know, if it's a colleague or someone I'm working with, a kind of an open conversation, because, you know, if it's healthy and you can maybe say someone something in the way you see it and they say, oh, I never thought of it that way. But if it's unhealthy, no one's going to listen to anybody. But as far, like I said, you just draw the line when it's derogatory or you know, unhealthy about another human being.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Hilary, this is Tracy. Yes, Hilary. I'm wondering, and I've always wondered this, but also in situations, as an actress, if you're in a situation that's awkward, or if you're in a situation that is scary, are you able, as Hilary Swank, to take all your acting skills in the moment and then act your way through it? Does that make sense? Like, if you're in a situation that is just peculiar, is just uneasy, can you use your acting skills in that moment to be a different version of Hilary to get through it?
Hilary Swank just.
Hey, sorry, I'm here now.
Okay.
I'm here now. I don't know what happened.
I was like, did I stump Hillary?
That's like, yo,
You're like,
Tracy,
wow,
your
we
question.
really stumped her with that one.
Hillary was like, I didn't know I was coming to take a SAT, Tracy.
Okay, what was the question?
Oh my gosh,
Hillary said,
I felt like a therapist that just like knocked you down. Okay, Hillary, I'm a tighten it up for
You're
you.
like, round one, she's down.
Right. I'm wondering, as an actress in your regular day-to-day Hilary Swank life, can you use your acting skills when you communicate with other people? Like, if you feel scared in your regular life, if you feel uneasy, can you just be like, you know what? I'm not going to be Hilary. I'm going to be someone else to get through that moment.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. And I have to say, no one's asked me that in my 29-year career. The only one that's ever asked me that is an ex-boyfriend that was like, are you acting right now to get what you want? Are those tears real? I'm like, no, you really pissed me off. Stop it. Don't try and turn this around on me. I think the only time, like when I was going through difficult times, I had a therapist that was like, you know what, you work so hard and in your like preparing for characters and the hours that you work. So just think about this like that you're going to have to really persevere and work as hard as you do on a set. So it was more about work ethic rather than like character, like, oh, just pretend you're somebody else in order to make this happen. You know, that kind of thing. 'Cause to me, I think one of the most inspiring things to me about human beings are people who persevere through adversity. So that was really good advice for me to kind of say, oh, okay, yeah, I like to work hard, and so I'm just going to put that work ethic into this problem and this issue, and I'm going to not give up. So it's kind of more that than character stuff.
Got it.
Hilary Swank, you like that, HB?
I love it. Now, Hilary, hey, this is Heather. How are you? My question will not be, you may have been asked this question before, but I never heard the answer. I was reading that your mom was super supportive of you and what you wanted to do. And Sway and I both started out actually as artists, recording artists, doing our thing. That's how we got into the industry. My mom was not a big fan of me wanting to be a rapper and wanting to be a star, so to speak. Sway went back and forth with his mom a little bit. If you were to have children, how important do you think it is to be supportive of children that pursue the arts?
Well, considering that art saved my life, and I am I think a complete human being in a very different way because of art. I think it blew open my blinders of how I see the world, how I walk in the world, and made me I get to walk in other people's shoes and see through their eyes. It's been the most, not only do I learn as an artist every job I get, but I grow as a human being. So because of that gift, and because it got me out of a lower socioeconomic background and got me out of that kind of cycle, I would completely 100% encourage it. The only thing is I left high school, for me, that was the right choice. I wasn't flourishing in high school. It was a good environment for me. But I think for my kids, I'd probably have them in the school they were excelling, in whatever. I'm not saying grade or whatever. They were actually benefiting from it. And then, go into pursue that. Maybe not do it quite as young and have a little bit more time being young. I grew up really quickly. So that's the only thing, but I would 100% encourage it. And I think one of the best gifts you could give a child is the gift of believing in yourself. And my mom said to me, you can do anything you want in life as long as you work hard enough. And that is everything.
Wow, that's salute dope to your mom, man.
Yeah, man, for real.
Yeah. Hilary, go ahead, Hilary. I'm sorry, you was going to say something?
No, I just said, yeah, to my mom.
Oh,
Thank
salute
you.
to your mom. You got to shout out your mom. Every now and then you got to do that just on quota. Hilary Swank is with us. She's starring as Emma Green in the series Away, premiering Friday, September the 4th on Netflix. And this is a story about a American astronaut and former Navy pilot, and she's the commander of her first mission to Mars. And tell us about this series and what appealed to it for you, Hilary.
Well, kind of going back to what we started the call with, one of the things that I love the most about it is that there's a bunch of different races represented in the show, and it's not like, oh, do this because it's the right thing to do. They do it because it's really depicting life. I feel like so much of my career on the scripts that I would read were told from really a straight white male point of view. And it was so myopic, right? Because that's their point of view. And when you walk in the world, it's so colorful. And we weren't seeing that represented up on the screen. And so this show has all different races. It has an LGBTQ storyline. And it's, to me, what I'm seeing when I in life. And I love that. And I love that it also breaks down stereotypes of these people by seeing the humanness in all of us, which is indicative from us all pursuing our full purpose to having this, mission to Mars, while also being connected by this gravitational pull of our loved ones on Earth. And that love is everything, and that we don't want to have any regrets, and people have fears, and we all have ambition. We're all connected through that.
Amen.
That's really the biggest thing.
Yep. I wanna give you an opportunity. I'm not gonna fake and act like your phone don't sound like it's having a sugar fit right now, like it's about to pass out on your. Like your connection was bad. Your connection is that bad, Hilary. Like you. Yeah. You gotta feed your phone. I don't know if you starving your phone connection over there, but get that phone some frequencies or something.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, because the answer you just gave was so amazing, but I want to make sure people hear it clearly in terms of this story being told from different lenses, not just a white male's point of view, and the diversity in the cast and the storylines that are going to be exposed in this series. Can you repeat that again? I just want to make sure we capture that clearly, Hilary.
Yes. Can you hear me better now?
Okay, talk. Go ahead. Let's do. Go ahead. Go for it. Go ahead. We're mic checking right here, live on air. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying was that this is a show that is dealing with a lot of different races, and it breaks down stereotypes of those races by showing the humanity within us all, which is the desire to give and receive love, the fear the hope, the desire to live your fullest purpose. And that's really what drew me to the story.
Okay. It looks, I can't even imagine, like, one of the things I even watching the trailer, but what I found interesting is that the common thread that you're going to be gone for 3 years, and how it affects the family and affects your daughter. And I'm from Oakland, California, and I haven't been able to fly back because of our current state of things to Northern California, and it's only been like 5 to 6 months, and I know how hard that's been during these quarantine times. But you learn so much in this time period, right? What have you learned in this time period that you've been on quarantine, and was it anything from that you could take into this role playing Emma Green to Away?
Yeah, it's one of the things I think that this show, who would have ever thought that we'd be in this position of not being able to see our loved ones, and be quarantined, and then have this show be a parallel of that. Going up in space, it can, literally, it feels like it can, and only being able to communicate with your loved ones via Skype for a certain amount of time, or through the phone. It's I think what we've come to realize is that we take for granted the speed in which we can go and visit someone we love if we wanted, and how important our health is. And going away for 3 years, I mean, I make very small sacrifices, but of course for something I love. But with my career, I leave town for 6 months, 8 months, and I have to leave family, and we're communicating this because it is
At this point, she sounds like she DJ.
Yeah. Yo, Hilary, it sounds like you scratching records back and forth right now, like you throwing a party.
You got to be on Versus.
What you say, Hilary? Damn, yo, you just straight turned it. It's a bad connection. It's a bad connection, Hilary. But we'll catch you. The first part of the first 3/4 of this interview was clear, and we could hear some of the things you're saying. And all I think this means is that you're gonna have to come back on the show.
Yes.
And with a clearer connection one day. You down for that?
I'm down for that. How do we plan doing that like next week? I'm so sorry. I'm loving this interview. I love your guys' show, and it's really bumming me out. I'm sorry that this is what's happening.
Well, you know, I heard that you loved our show, and that's enough for me right there, Hilary. And yeah, thank you. We really we love you as an actress, but as a person, and the type of roles you play, and what you represent, and the fact that you're a fan of Toby and Wigwee. I knew then that Hilary is our type of person. So I'm gonna end with the and you know who Toby and Wigwee is. You posted him. I need you to.
Absolutely.
You did a post. Yeah. What made you post Toby?
Amazing, you know, and I feel like people, like, we love somebody, we appreciate what they do, and we appreciate their spirit and their energy. We have to spread it, introduce people, you know. And even if people are already been introduced, keep spreading. You know, it's like you gotta like spread love and introduce.
Shit.
Crossfader.
My God, I gotta stop asking you questions. I'm sorry,
I'm
Hilary.
telling you,
I gotta stop. I'm sorry, Hilary. I'm sorry. My bad. I just like hearing you talk, but I ain't hearing nothing. Hilary Swank. Here's the deal. This Friday on Netflix, Hilary has her new series, Hilary Swank, called Away. It looks like a great. I saw the trailer. I haven't watched the series. I'm gonna watch it this Friday. If it's anything indicative of the work that you've given us in the past, I know we're gonna thoroughly enjoy it. And Hilary Swank, I want to invite you back on the show once you stop using a bootleg phone and you go ahead and take the calls to get a real connection. Come on back on the show, okay, Hilary?
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Give it up for Hilary Swank, and she's coming back, and she's a citizen.
A Sway in the morning.
And I'm going to play this Toby and Wiggy, but Hilary, thank you for being on the show, okay? All right, great. There it is. And we're going to got some Celebrity Wire coming up, too.
Yup, and we're going to talk about what's happening with Brandy and Monica's verses.
All right, Sway in the morning, Shade 405.